am in San Diego, I was actually able to look up your production.
Yeah.
So I saw that you are really doing the checks that you actually say that you're making. I'm like, oh, he really is doing that. So and I know you just came here from Minnesota not too long ago. So it's like you came here and you didn't really know anyone, but you're still able to make money.
Yeah. Yeah, my first year here, I did a little over 20 million in sales. And the closest person that I knew was my little brother who lives in Ladera Ranch,
Uh
which
huh.
Robert would know, kind of up in that LA area, southern, Orange County. But yeah, I mean, it really takes three things to tell people you need a complete proven system, right? And you need accountability because all of us, struggle with that. And then you just need the right kind of help, right? And the right system, the right structure changes everything. And yeah, what I do is very, very different from your average realtor. I'm going on a listing appointment at 5 o'clock, so basically an hour and a half from now. And this is my listing presentation, one piece of paper. And then I got some other stuff in dialogue I'll go
What the heck
over,
is wrong with you?
but I'm not going to bring the whole suitcase of stuff
You.
to kind of
So
wow
if
them.
you really want to cry about it, they can go home and you can go inside.
Don't be at Daphne's house right now.
No, that was me, Casey.
Oh, Casey. All right, don't be at Casey's house right now.
I tried to cover up the mic. I'm sorry.
No, no worries. All right, so like, I guess, guys, you guys can ask me anything you want to ask me. So, like, what do you want to ask me? Anything about listings, anything about buyers, anything you're struggling with, anything on leads, like what's a great lead category, what isn't. I've pretty much done everything and anything, and I can save you a lot of time and a lot of money as to like what to do and what not to do.
Do you do a lot of cold calling?
None. Zero.
Okay.
Yep. I do this, so I'll show you this here real quick. I got this voicemail. Uh, yeah, let's see. Okay, so here's this voicemail. This is one of the latest ones I got. Let's see, this was Thursday. Let's see, I want to make sure this is the right one.
My name is Mel. My phone
Yep,
number is
this is the right one.
619-701.
Oh, yep. Okay, so I want to show you guys this. So this, you can see this came in at, what's the date? You guys see that?
It's hard to read it.
It's like May 26th. So May 26th, today is June 1st, and I'm listing his house in an hour and a half for like 850,000, and this was the voicemail.
My name is Mel. My phone number is 619-701-2452. I want to sell my house.
Did you guys hear that?
Yes.
So yeah, I just call him up and say, it's cool, Mel, let's meet today. So we met that day, and then I'm meeting with him and his wife tonight. And you say, gosh, Jonathan, what'd you do to get that lead? Well,
That was my question.
yeah, so I mail this postcard out. And at the 3-day event, I give you the exact postcards that I mail and the costs and all that. But I mail out about 5,000 every 2 weeks. Costs me probably about $3,000 a month. And from that, I probably make about $60,000 a month, give or take. So, yeah, I love these things. And the postcard is nothing like you've ever seen. It just says, do you want extraordinary results? Thinking of selling your house? Then let me help you get your home sold faster for more money, less stress. Here's the guarantees. I'll sell your home in 63 days. 100% happiness guarantee. Cancel at any time. But, it's a bigger postcard, right? It goes out to the same people every 2 weeks, although I have not sent one of those postcards out for probably 2 months because I've just been kind of busy doing other stuff. And so that's from a postcard of, must have been 2 months ago. He must have saved it. But then I also got, let's see if this is a call. I got this on Thursday. Let's see what this is. He's a home inspector. No, him. Let's see if this is it.
Hey, my name's Mike Mulder.
Oh, okay, yeah, so this is a good one. So this is a lead I got on the 19th of March, or 19th of May. And this one, we just went pending with this property here. This is $935,000 pending. And let's see here, I'll play this voicemail for you. Whoops.
Mulder, I'm calling about the house that you need to have a sign on that says coming soon in Old Winery. If you could give me a call or maybe even shoot me a text, my number is 49-933-7428. We love the neighborhood. We've been specifically looking in here, wanted to get a little bit of information. Okay, thanks. Bye-bye.
Nice guy, right? So he called off a sign. I do coming soon signs when I list a house, and that house is $1.8 million. And he called. He's like, "Oh man, we're looking more for like $1 million." So I showed him some other houses, and away we go. And he ended up buying. Just went into escrow maybe a week ago now, like $1,150,000. And then you ask, "Hey, how in the world did I get that $1.8 million house?" All right, so let me leave you the voice. So I'll play the voicemail on that one. Let's see here if I can gather it. Let's see if this is it. No, that's anyway, I got that from a open house. Do you guys do open houses like once a weekend? If not, like I would start immediately. So do the open houses the way I do them, and you're going to get about 1.5. No, that's not it yet, I think.
Hey, Jonathan, Ricky Walker.
No. It's going to be roughly... Oh, here's it.
I'll send you an email also, but send the paperwork over for the listing and put the price in at $1,775,000. So I'll send an email to that effect. So anyway, send the paperwork over. Thank you, Jonathan.
So that's Scott Andrews. Scott and his wife Ann, I met at an open house. It was like a $900,000 open. Probably did it, I don't know, a month to 2 months ago. I forget stuff. And they came into the open house. Every time I do an open house, I structure it totally different than how most realtors do it. And the way I structure it different is that my open house is from noon to 2. Excuse me. But then basically from 2 to 4, I have scheduled in my calendar that I'm going to take the people that came into the open house out to look at properties. So that's what I do. And usually I get 2 of those people every open house that I do. So yeah, they were one of those couples where I said, gosh, you know, this house isn't a good fit for you, but I'm done here at 2 o'clock. So let me do this. At 2:30 today, why don't I show you 2, 3 others that I think will be a cool fit? And lo and behold, we went. And they're like, yeah, we also got a house we got to sell. And I said, that's great. Let's go take a look at it right now. Well, the house is kind of dirty and this and that. I said, oh, it's no worries. And I showed him my CRM, which is this binder here. And I said, you know, I'm not a perfectionist. I mean, here's some duct tape. I put on my CRM, and the thing's falling apart from 2 different pieces. So I tell them, it's, you know, no worries. I've seen all kinds of houses. And so we go see their house. And yeah, lo and behold, to get that voicemail probably 2 weeks ago, and their house is now officially on MLS. Just went on the market a couple of hours ago, and that'll end up being about a $51,000 commission there. And then I'm hoping to buy a house in the $900,000 range. So that'll be, looks like about 22,000. So total, yeah, it's like $73,000 from open. So yeah. Yeah, do you got a question, Robert?
I don't know, not really, I guess, at this moment.
Okay.
I mean,
So
is it hard to get people to see a home after an open house? Like, I mean, don't they usually gotta be vacant because people, I don't know.
no.
A lot of times for my market, it's like appointment only, and none of the realtors answer their phones.
Yeah, so this is what I do. So like I never look at the showing instructions. When I moved to California, I was like, man, I knew California was a little weird, but man, they took it to like the nth degree because yeah, you got all this funky stuff on how to do showings. So I'm like, all right, screw that. I'm just gonna call the realtor, and this is what I do. Hey, realtor, so I got a buyer. We'd like to see your house in about 45 minutes. I think they're a very serious buyer, but we don't have a lot of time. We don't care what the condition of the house looks like. You could have pots and pans all over. You could have cats and dogs and fleas and ticks. We really don't care. But we do need to get in and see the house in 45 minutes. Otherwise, I don't know if we'll have time the next 2 to 3 weeks to take a look. So let me know if we can see it in the next 20 minutes. Thanks, bye. And it's crazy. You know how many calls I get back saying, yeah, you can see it?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, like a lot. And I'm not lying, I'm not fibbing, I'm just saying I got a buyer that's interested, you know? And I think maybe it's all markets, but certainly not Minnesota. In Minnesota, it was like when you had a buyer, the seller like rolled the red carpet out and like, come on in. It doesn't matter if you had a showing at 9 p.m. at night or 6 a.m. in the morning. And so it's just educating realtors. Right? That's really like 95% of our job as a realtor is to educate other realtors. And that just allows me to get a buyer lead and get them signed up like pronto. So basically, when I work with a buyer, generally within 3 to 10 days we're in contract on something. Does that make sense?
Cool, yeah.
Yeah, so there's a lot of realtors out there that are like, man, I don't like buyers. I only work with listings, and it's just like, well, you just haven't learned the skill of how to work with buyers, right? So let the majority of the realtors fight over these listings, and I'm working with all these buyers that no other realtor wants to work with, which is kind of strange to me, but you know, it is what it is. I have listings. I'd have to look at my exact numbers. It's probably 50-50, but I do this. I work with premium clients, so that's a premium buyer and a premium seller. And people ask me, well, what's the difference? And well, I mean, a premium buyer is going to buy something in 10 days or less. That's the difference. You know, a premium seller, we're going to go in under contract within 10 days or less. So this $1.8 million property, we'll have offer within 10 days. How do I know that? Because there's only 3 things that cause a house to sell or not sell. I don't care if we're in New Zealand, China, Taipan, Hawaii, Kauai, St. John, Croatia. It's price, it's marketing, and it's the realtor that they use. That's it. So you got to have the right price, you got to have the right marketing, and you got to have the right realtor, meaning like that realtor's got to know what's going on 3 steps ahead of the game. So when I talk with the seller, they go, well, that's cool. How do we know you're the right realtor? Okay. And then I go over my 3 promises. Well, I'm going to make you 3 promises. 1, I'm always going to be on time. 2 is I'm going to be brutally honest with you. 3 is I'm going to do what I say I'm going to do. And then there's 3 things I'm going to be doing with you and for you. One of them is negotiate for you. One of them is I'm going to consult with you. I'm going to make sure you make an awesome decision every step of the way. And then 3rd is I'm going to handle all the details for you. And I'm going to be working with you, but more importantly, I'm going to be working for you. And bottom line, I'm going to get the job done for you. I'm not going to let you down. Here's my 3 performance guarantees. And usually at that point, they're like, yeah, we're sold. We want to work with you. And if it's a seller, I'll add in this. So I'll say, okay, so if I'm doing an open house at one of my opens, which is pretty much what I do, when they walk in, I give them my 12-page brochure, which is very different. In fact, this is the brochure that's sitting out front. You know how the traditional realtor's got one of these? Sits out front, you know, real crappy. I mean, this one happens to be a $2.2 million property, right? And on the back, they got all the great things this guy's done. Well, I'm just going to tell you, well, I guess I should ask permission. Can I be permission to be brutally honest?
Yes.
Yes, no?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So the public, they don't care about all that. The public doesn't care that I've now helped out 1,400 families and sold $368 million of real estate. They don't care. What they care about is, like, what am I going to do for them? Does that make sense? And when they see this 12-page brochure and they hear that dialogue that I just gave, they go, do you think they can sense a difference? Yeah, because they've gone to 7 other open houses where the brochure is like this, and the realtor's doing the open houses with, like, really bad verbal skills, right? Like verbal skills of maybe, hey, sign in here and register, or how many bedrooms are you looking for, or how many bedrooms are you looking for? Hey, are you looking in the area? I mean, those are all like 2 thumbs down. Like if we were Roger Ebert, the movie critics, we'd be like, that's horrible, right? So, yeah, you got to have a complete proven system. You got to have accountability to do it so you don't fall back into your old habits. And then just the help. So that's what I do. I'm a realtor first and foremost. You know, last year I did 29 million in sales. This year, I don't even know what I'm at. Maybe 12 million, 14 million. I know what I'm at income-wise. I can give you that. I'm at like 406,000 of income, and my expenses I think are like 23,000 so far. You know, year to date. So my expenses are not that high. I don't have like a big staff of admin people. I don't have a big team of buyers agents. I've had that in the past when I was in Minnesota, but I don't have that here. So yeah, so now I tell people this: if you truly want to build an ELF business in real estate, which is easy, lucrative, and fun, just come to the 3-day event, absorb it all, and then go back and implement 10% of it, and you'll crush it. So it's like you don't even need to implement all of it. You don't even need to implement half of it. Implement 10% of it. So the 3-day event, do you guys know how much it costs? Yes, no? Who signed up for the 3-day event?
I did.
Okay, nice. All right, so I mean, it's like 1,000 or something, right?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, so it's like $998. Do you remember what the guarantees are?
If it doesn't work, I know you're refunding the money. That's the main thing.
Yeah, 100%. And the guarantee is this. The guarantee is like you can come to the event, and if you don't see yourself making an additional $300,000 of income within 12 months, then you just let me know, hey, Jonathan, I don't see myself making an additional $300,000 of income in 12 months from this information, and I gladly refund you back 100% of what you paid. I don't know anybody doing that, right? Well, first off, I don't know any realtor who's actually selling real estate who's willing to teach you their, I don't want to call it secrets to success, but like pillars of success. Does that make sense? Because most realtors that I interact with who are really good at what they do, they hoard it. Right? And they don't want anybody to know anything of what they're doing. Where to me, oh my gosh, Well, Daphne, you're right in San Diego, so I'm gonna help you right in my own market. I help another realtor, Alma. She's like one zip code away from me. Um, yeah, there's so much business out there that I could help Daphne make $1 million a year in income, and it's not going to impact my income whatsoever. So yeah, but yeah, do you guys got any questions on the event?
I have a question.
Yeah.
So I saw that's a pretty cool brochure you do for your clients. That's awesome, and then also the mail outs are really cool too. What would you say to a realtor who's still maybe getting started in his business and doesn't really have a budget for the fancier things? Because I understand you got to bring more value than your competition to get the listings, and you're showing that, but I think it's kind of hard to do that on a budget. Plus, there's information overload on the internet, like pay for this, pay for that system. If you had to pick one or two systems out there to put your money in, like what would you do?
Yeah, awesome question. So my budget is so far $23,000 for the year. And let me make sure I got that right. I'll show it to you. Here's my okay. So it's $25,300 and some odd dollars. So $25,243. That's how much I'm spending. You know, but including pendings, I'm at $426,000. So that's pretty good, right? I mean, most people would say, okay, I would pay 26 to make 426. But if somebody's like, hey, I got $1,000, right? What do? I would be like, I would do open houses. I would do open houses. I would call my top 150. I would interact with a lender and make sure this lender is sending me $500,000 to $1 million a month in business. You come to the 3-day event, I will teach you very quickly, within 60 minutes, how to get a lender in your area to send you $1 million of business a month. And I know this, that will change every single one of our lives, right? If you're making $12 million a year just from a lender sending you that's, what is that, like $360,000 of income, and the cost to you is zero. That's sweet. That's life-changing, right? So yeah, I would do that. I would do open houses, but do them in a very systematic way. Gosh, I'm looking here. I'm going to my Guide to Your Success, which is
Hope your week is going well.
something that I wrote to explain all this to people basically 12 years ago, when realtors were coming to me going, what in the world are you doing? Open houses, lenders, top 150, yeah. That alone right there, that's like $600,000 of income, and your expenses would be $300 a month, if that. Yeah, most realtors complicate stuff. I don't know why that is. I've not figured it out yet. I don't know if it's the coaches and trainers that complicate it, or like you had said, Robert, there's so much stuff out there, right? And I think realtors, unfortunately, we're kind of we're maybe not the brightest people out there, because we take coaching advice from people that have never been a realtor themselves. So, like, how smart is that? Right? Are you with me? That'd be like me taking advice from somebody who's 400 pounds overweight, and they're telling me this is how you lose weight. And it's kind of like, I don't know. I'd rather have a trainer who's lost 400 pounds and says this is how I've done it. But yeah, I mean, even this guy, you guys have probably read this book, right? This is like a classic written 10 years ago or something. Maybe some of us even work for this company, right? Gary Keller. I mean, nice guy, but the guy hasn't sold real estate for 7 years, right? So it's like, why would I want to take advice from him on selling real estate? I take advice from him on how to build a real estate company. Does that make sense? But I'm not going to take advice on how to do real estate. Or gosh, good friend of mine, this guy, right? Tom Ferry, good guy. Tom's never sold an ounce of real estate, right? But he's got like 4,000 people coming to his conferences, paying whatever it is, $200 to come hear him talk about like theory. Like it's not even like stuff that he's done. But hey, so that's one of the reasons I started ProfitsandPassions.com, because I was so frustrated with people like this telling other realtors what to do, and they themselves either have never done it or they did it like 30 years ago, right? And it's not as complicated as they make it out to be. I think the reason they got to complicate it is because if it was really simple, I don't think people would buy their stuff. Does that make sense? And so that's why at the 3-day event, I make it ultra simple for people. And yeah, there's a guarantee of 100% of your money back, but more important than that, there's a 300-to-1 guarantee, meaning you're going to invest $1,000 into yourself, and if you don't see yourself making $300,000, then you just let me know sometime between the first day, second day, third day, and I refund you back 100% of what you paid. You get to keep all the materials. Yeah, pretty simple. Any questions on that stuff? Gotcha. So I would do this. I would make a triangle. And there's really only 4 things you're ever going to want to focus on in real estate. And I guess you can focus on anything you want, but to get results, there's 4 things you want to focus on. And on one side of the triangle, you're going to want to write attract. On another side of the triangle, you're going to want convert. Another side of the triangle, you're going to want to put deliver. And then inside that triangle, you're going to put scale. And that's it. And it's all about attracting premium clients, converting premium clients to work with you, delivering a result which is way superior than what a traditional realtor is going to offer, and then scale it, meaning like just do that repetitively. Does that make sense? So it's like send this postcard out repetitively. Do an open house repetitively. Call your people that know you, like you, trust you in the right way repetitively. Interact with the right lender repetitively. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. And all these things that I offer, it's like mega shortcuts, right? So I don't know if I know my tech guy put on some videos recently, I think, where I was helping an 18-year-old, and within 60 days she went from nothing to a little over $38,000 of income. It's pretty good. And then someone was like, that just got lucky. So then I went out and I worked with a 19-year-old, and within about 65 days he made a little over $40,000. I think it was $41,000. And Robert had asked earlier, like, hey, is it a lot of cold calling? Like, none. Yeah, like I don't call expireds. I do not call for sale by owners. I don't, I guess the new rage, or maybe it's not even the new rage anymore, but it's like circle prospecting, right? I don't do Facebook posts for my real estate, stuff. I don't tell people, hey, I got a coming soon property, or I don't do social media. It's really basic stuff, of which half of it costs no money, and the other half costs money, but it's usually a return of investment of, like I say, for every 3,000 I spend, I get about 60,000. So that's a pretty good return on investment, yeah. So sign up. Come to the 3-day event. Oh my gosh. I mean, I don't know how much easier I could make it for people. But come. I'd love to impart all my knowledge and information to you. And if, during it you're like, wow, this information's no good, just let me know, and I refund you back 100% of what you paid. And if it is good, then yeah, within a year you'll be making $300,000 of income. So it's kind of a win-win situation. Yeah. Do you guys have any questions on the event? Do you have any questions just in general about like what I do or what I don't do?
So basically, you're just doing open houses and sending out postcards?
Well, I'll tell you exactly how many transactions have come this year. I gotta find my sheet. Here it is. So Mr. On, let's see, came from this thing called Agent Machine. It's really not that good, so I won't even mention it. I made $14,000, but it's not worth it. Mike and Summer made $28,000 commission. That was a sign call. Robert and Jeanette, $28,700 commission. That was a Zillow lead. So I pay Zillow maybe $240 a month to get some leads. George and Marion, $1.2 million property, a little over $30,000 commission. They're a past client referral from the McEwens. The McEwens I've probably earned about $300,000 of income from over the last maybe 2 years, 18 months, something like that. So yeah, I mean, if you're not getting monstrous amounts of referrals from your past clients, we fix that at the 3-day event. Mike and Kim, that was a $24,000 commission. That was off a postcard. So like that. Let's see, Steve and Laura, $24,200 commission. They're a past client. Mark and Jennifer, $17,000 commission. That was a Zillow lead. Kurt and Isabella, $21,875. That was a sign call. I love sign calls. Oh my gosh, I love sign calls. Those are so easy. Mike and Monica, $36,000 commission. That was a Zillow Make Me Move. Olix and Marina, $17,000. That was a Realtor.com. Kenefix is a smaller one, $11,000 commission. They're a past client referral. Rick and Jody, $18,000. They were a current client referral. Tim and Anita, again, a postcard, just like that. They were $23,000. Scott and Anne Marie, they're that one that I just listed. I think I mentioned to you earlier, $51,000. And then I got a couple, 25, 25, 11, 11, past client. So yeah, open house, past clients, top 150, internet leads, but internet leads, I only do Zillow and Realtor.com. Those are the only two that I would recommend anybody do. But yeah, there's my spreadsheet of the results and all that kind of stuff. And so yeah, so I'm at 426,000, which is that number on the bottom there. And that's working with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Well, now it's 18 clients. So what I plan on doing is probably very shortly, just probably taking the rest of the year off. Because I've never done that before, and I'm like, you know what, 400,000 is pretty good. That's less than what my yearly expenses are, and it'd be kind of fun just to take the next 7 months off and see what that feels like. I've never done that, so yeah. Real estate is not that complicated. I mean, heaven forbid. I mean, the criteria to get a real estate license is this. You got to pass a multiple choice test and get a 70%. I mean, that's pretty easy, right? You got to be, at least in the state of California, you got to check a box that says you're sane, and then you got to check a box that says you're sober, and then you got to have some fingerprints that says you haven't probably like killed people, and that's it. Then you're a realtor. So it's not a career designed for people that are like massively intelligent, which is why I succeed at it, right? People overthink themselves out of a fortune all the time in real estate. I don't know how it is in other industries. Probably as a physician, you got to be smart. In real estate, you don't want to be smart. You want to be effective. You want to be influential. You want to have this. Rhinoceros success, right? Which all that is the subtitle says, the secret to charging full speed ahead towards every opportunity. And I can just save you the $12. And the book is like, the secret to success, and Rhinoceros success is just as Nike says, which is just do it. Does that make sense? So all of us could have done 2 open houses last weekend at $1 million properties. But probably all of us decided not to. Does that make sense? And some of us might be like, well, but I don't have $1 million listing. Okay, neither did I. When I got dropped into Poway, California, I just called up 4 realtors. Hey, I'm a realtor. Can I do your $1 million open house? And by the 4th realtor, you know what the realtor said? The realtor said, sure, you can do it. And away I went. So come to the 3-day event. Don't sabotage your own success. Just like this thing says, the secret to charging full speed ahead towards every opportunity. It's a rare opportunity to get taught by somebody who's actually sold over $350 million of real estate, right? That's pretty rare. And I'm not asking you to build a team of, 5 buyer's agents or all that kind of cockamamie stuff. It's like, just be willing to do some work. Probably be willing to work less than what you're currently working, but be more effective in the stuff that you're probably not doing. So, I'm just, yeah. Did you guys got any questions for me?
What do you say? Earlier you mentioned about the open houses that most realtors are just like, yeah, what kind of bedrooms are you looking for? Are you looking in the area? What kind of things do you say when you're holding your open houses?
Yeah, okay, so page 57 of the Guide to Your Success. So if I flip to it, it's these questions there that are highlighted. That's what I ask. But it starts off with, like, when they walk in the door, I put my hand out and I say, hey, I'm Jonathan, and you are, and you know what they say?
Their name.
Yeah, their name. So instead of me having to say, what is your name, which is kind of a lame thing to do, I do the same exact thing, but it's a lot more friendly. Hey, my name's Jonathan, and you are? Oh, I'm Fred. Hey, Fred, cool, welcome to your new house. And Fred goes, whoa, we're just looking. And then I say, well, cool. What are you looking for? And then they say, da-da-da-da. And then I ask the next question, which is, where do you live now? And they say, da-da-da-da. Well, what has you thinking of moving? Well, ba-da-ba-da. Okay, cool. In a perfect world, what kind of price range are you considering? Well, da-da-da-da. Well, that's cool. I know you got a lot of choices out there. I also know I best help my clients buy, and then I fill in the blank with about 9 different things that I do different than the traditional realtor. And then I say, hey, so tell me, when do you want to be enjoying your new home? Are you looking to get into something by like the end of the weekend? Are you looking the end of the month? Are you looking like Christmas time? Are you looking in the year 2032? Like, what's your time frame? And then they tell me what their time frame is, and then I ask the last question at the bottom, which is, well, hey, what's stopping you from making your dream come true? And then they say a bunch of stuff, and I say, cool, if I could solve that for you, would that be okay with you? And it's all about solving their problem, where most realtors don't really want to solve somebody's problem, right? And it's the same thing that I do at the 3-day event. It's like, allow me to help you solve your problems that's causing you to not make $25,000 a month consistently, or not make $50,000 a month consistently, or that's causing you to work more than 40 hours a week. You know, it's causing you basically not to have an easy, lucrative, and fun business. So, yeah, it's a guaranteed event. It's 3 solid days. The reason I do that is because I want people to leave with, you're able to implement this stuff day one. Does that make sense? So it's not an event like if you want to come to the event and learn how to jump up and down and high-five people and that kind of thing. I mean, we have fun, but that's not the point of it. It's not a motivational event. And then, you know, 2 days later, you're back to your old self. It's like, let's change what's going on in your world, like once and for all. Let's have this be the last real estate event that you ever need to attend. Like, you won't need to attend anything else ever again. Does that make sense? Let's take those books that you have on the bookshelf that, I mean, they're probably not helping you achieve those goals you want to achieve. You just don't need them anymore. What you need is this. You need the complete proven system, accountability to do it, and then the help to like get you through and tweak the stuff that you're doing. So I know this. People that come to the event, I've never ever had anybody ask for their money back, ever. I'll gladly do it, but I've never had that. So that must mean that people find at least $300,000 of value from it. But I give you my exact listing presentation, my buyer presentation, how to attract premium clients, how to make sure that your business really fuels your passions, how to hire right. So if you do want to hire a realtor or an admin person, you actually hire the right person the first time around. How to do some client event parties, which I do, which yield about a 50-to-1 return on investment. How to make about $98,000. Well, I made $98,000 in 3 months just from one strategy, and it was a pretty inexpensive strategy. How to work less. So last year and this year, at least in my real estate business, I'm probably working 18 to 24 hours a week. How to really double the clients you're working with. So if you're working with a cool client, how to double or triple that client before you go into pending or escrow. And then, yeah, the open house strategy. So I go over 12 different ways that I get leads. That's that attract side. And then the convert side, which a lot of realtors struggle with. They think they need leads. They don't really need leads. What they need is they need to learn how to convert those leads into a client. Does that make sense? And then what they really, really need, they need to learn how to convert those clients into a raving fan, right? And a raving fan is someone that's going to introduce you to 2 people before you go pending with them. So sign up for this event. I know I've sent you guys some emails about it. It will be closing soon. It's limited to 30 realtors maximum. It's 100% guaranteed. And so I guess just in closing, again, Daphne, like you signed up for this event. Why? Because you've probably been to other events, right?
I've been to every event you can think of.
So what made you sign up for this one?
Because like I said, I've been getting your videos, and then also I've seen, I think it was Kay and Dan who talked about their different results, and then Dan, he had one video that was like, it was, he, I mean, at the end of his testimonial, it was like he was kind of crying. It was just so tearful and so passionate. So, and I knew the way that he talked on that video, it's like he definitely can't be making that up. But and then and then also, like I said, I'm tired of just like, okay, 1 month I'm selling something, and then maybe like 3 months later, um, I'm waiting for my, my next transaction, wondering where my next check is coming from. And I don't like doing cold calls. And so you said that you don't do FSBOs or expireds, and everyone's always telling you, oh yeah, you have to call FSBOs, you have to call expireds, that's your low-hanging fruit. And I don't want to do all that. So I want to do something different.
Yeah, well, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad you're coming because you're going to realize, yes, it is real, and Dan will probably be there, and you can pinch Dan and go like, "Are you a real person?" And yeah, he's been a realtor for 37 and a half years, and just grinding it out. Right, his highest income year ever was $97,000. I met him. I'll give you the exact date I met him. Let's see, Dan, because this is pretty staggering. I met Dan March 30th. So basically, April, May, what is that, 2 months? I met Dan 60 days ago, and he's already closed, I think, $140,000, which is like way better than he's ever done. And he'll end up doing about $300,000 of income. His problem, though, he's like, I can't sleep. He's like, I am so excited. And he's like, I so wish I would have done this 37 and a half years ago when I started in real estate. But as I tell him, I'm like, I mean, you can't change the past. The past is the past. All you can change is like the future. And the only way your future is going to change is if you take different actions today. So kudos to you, Daphne, for like taking action and signing up for this thing and coming to it. And more than coming to it, I know you're going to put it into action, right? Because from our talk on the phone, you're an implementer. And yeah, as long as you implement this stuff, Daphne, you're going to crush it.
Thank you. To me, it's a no-brainer. It's just like either I'll just keep doing what I'm doing, or I'll just do something different and get better results. And like you said, if I can't see myself making the $300,000, it's like, okay, well, I can ask for my money back, but so far no one's asked for their money back. So for me, it's just like I said, a no-brainer.
Yeah. I tell people I have no desire to take anyone's money. That's not the point. I mean, it's the only reason I charge something is because I want people to be serious about their success, really, and make a commitment to like themselves. And I love helping realtors go from where they are to where they want to be in a very faster, shorter time period than probably what they're used to. So, awesome. All right. Well, I got to skedaddle. Put into use some of the stuff that we went over. Even if you go over with people your 3 promises, that's monumentally different than probably what you're doing now. Because if I ask you now, hey, what are your 3 promises? You probably didn't have any before this call. And so, yeah, put the stuff into action. Get signed up for this event. stop procrastinating, right? Nothing's going to get better until you are willing to change and be humble enough to accept a different system. And our world economy is changing. You know, I think hardcore selling was kind of in 10 years ago or 20 years ago when some of these coaches, you know, first came on the scene. But hardcore and being a donkey and being, you know, kind of a jerk, that's not the way to win people over these days. You know, the way to win people over these days is by educating them, by consulting with them, and offering them something that's massively different than the traditional realtor. So that's what we go over at the event, and yeah, I'm looking to seeing you guys there. Have a great day. Oh, you know what? Let me give you my cell phone too. If you guys have any questions, reach out to me. My cell number is 858-212-1245. If you call me, I might not get back to you within a day or two, but I will get back to you. Or you can text me, but calling is, I'm kind of old-fashioned. So, but yeah, my cell number again is 858-212-1245. All right, see you guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.